So let's go ahead and start implementing our tab navigation background. So we are going to be targeting the list items inside the navigation menu. So we actually already have a tag for that we created before, or a CSS declaration where we're floating them to the left. Currently we have 1 EM margin to the right. We don't actually need that because now we're going to define a width. So let's delete that. We'll add a width, and we're adding a width of 60 pixels because we've created a background image of exactly that size. Actually, our main background image is 120 pixels wide, but we're going to be positioning that to the color that we want. So once we do that, we'll save it. Okay, you see the result of that is it puts some space over here. Now what I would do is, since we're already here and we're working with these elements, let's do a text align. And what we could do there, I believe, here it is, text align, we'll center it right there, hit apply. So text dash align is the CSS tag for that. Now these elements are positioned exactly in the middle of this 60 width cell they're in. And okay, let's add a background image to these things. So now check this out. Here's where you got to kind of think ahead before you even implement this. There's all these images are going to be the same, except we only this is kind of, since we only have 2 elements in our list items in our navigation menu over here. It's kind of, we're left with more possibilities. But if you had like 10, what would you do? Well, you probably want to by default create everything as the darker one, and then every time you go to a page, just have one be the lighter one. That would be the easier way to go. Do you understand what I'm saying? Maybe I'll clarify this again. If we had like 5 different elements over here, every time you're looking at all the elements, there's going to be more darker cells than lighter cells. There's only going to be one light tab, and that's the one you're currently on. So all the rest have to be dark. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to create a background image that's going to be the quote-unquote off state, the image, the page you're not on. So let's do just that. I'm going to add, I'll click on the menu and go to background. This is an easy way to get to my file. So we'll choose that. We got to make sure that we don't repeat this at all, and hit apply. And let's see what we're looking at over here. Okay. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted, but we'll fix that in a second. So you see that now, just by default, both of these are this light beige color because we've positioned this thing to be set as the background. So it's 60 pixels wide, and it's starting from the left over here. So that's why we're just seeing this. So now I want to make both of these the darker one, and I'm going to do that by setting the background position to -60 pixels. And that's pretty easy to do. It's just the background position, and you could do a shorthand where you do -60 pixels and 0. Now you save it. See, I just put a space between that, and now if I refresh what we were looking at, maybe I didn't save that. There we go. If I refresh it, okay, now they're both dark. So far so good.